But we could turn that around and say, I feel this when you do that, so that it doesn't become an attacking you, which is very exclusive, it's alienating. One of the things with positive behaviour support and the criticism that it receives sometimes is that what do we do when there are negative behaviours? When students come in and they are acting out or they are misbehaving in a way, and they are presenting with a form of problem behaviours, and we realise, how do we deal with this? So the science says for us to actually ignore that and to instead focus on the positives that the student is doing. That's when the 4:1 ratio becomes really, really intentional. So to focus on some of the things that they're doing well, and so distracting them from what they might be struggling with. How do you think that might work in a classroom, by saying, can you deliberately ignore the negative and focus on the positive? Is that workable?
Most of the times, yes. There are some behaviours where you can't ignore them because they're either dangerous or it's not going to be good for them to continue like that behaviour. You need to address it.
You'll intervene straight away.
Yeah, you need to intervene straight away if they're behaviours that are dangerous or could cause problems later if it isn't addressed. So usually I'll pull a child aside, I'll try ask them why they're doing that behaviour. Because they're so little, my year 1 class, a lot of the time they say, I don't know why, I'm just doing it. And so
they can't quite rationalise
They can't rationalise, they can't, think through that process. So I say, maybe is it because of this or this? I'll provide maybe some reasons just to help them understand their own behaviour as well. And then I say, okay, look, because this behaviour was dangerous, we do have a school behaviour plan that we need to follow through, so you will need to take consequences for your actions sometimes. And then I'll try work on that with them. And if I see them doing something the opposite of that behaviour, I'll be like, oh, you did a really good job at this, like almost over praising for certain behaviours. I have a student who, struggles a lot if he fails at something or it's not perfect. So every time I see him giving it a go or trying about, like, I'm so proud of you for just trying today. I'm happy that you're giving it a go. That's so good. That's so important. So taking the focus away from the fact that they want to do it perfectly or that they're going to fail at something, just getting them to focus on the fact that they're having a go.
Oh yeah, I think you're doing exactly what we're talking about, because you are rewarding them for what they're doing well, even in a micro context. So even if a student is struggling with something, you're still drawing attention to that which is good. The other thing that you're doing really well is rationalizing with them. And like you said, they are so young that often when something happens, they are uncertain about why that's happened or why they've responded in a certain way, because emotions are complex and they're complicated inside their systems, and I'm not sure why I did that. But by explaining to them that this might actually not be the best way to respond, and maybe even drawing attention to the impact that it's having on everyone else, to say that when you do this, I feel. So the other one is the I, the I statements. When you do this, I feel. But we could turn that around and say, I feel this when you do that, so that it doesn't become an attacking you, which is very exclusive, it's alienating. So we don't want to target the student in that way. Instead, we want them to understand, well, sometimes when things go wrong and you behave in a certain way, it impacts us in this way as well. So you're dealing with year 1 students. If it's a senior class and if it's a secondary school class, we're probably thinking more proactively about the impact that they might have on their peers in group work, if they talk too much or if they dominate the discussion. So it becomes a bit more telling in that respect.